everyone apparently in the industry knew that the broadcasters, Harry Carey and Milo Hamilton, had a major beef with each other.
Get him up! Move out! Move him out!
We want to know what's bothering you in the world of sports. Give Murph a call at 312-644-6767. That's 312-644-6767. And tell him what's beefing you in the world of sports. What's Your Beef is brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
It tastes better. Hey, welcome back. Murph with it till 2 o'clock. Let's get right to the phone lines. Every Tuesday around lunchtime, that means Browns and beefs. Oh, man, Italian beefs, Italian sausage. Put them together. Call it a combo. What's your beef? Stop by your neighborhood Browns. Oh, man, I wish I was sitting at a Browns right now. I'd have a Maxwell Street Polish. Hey, there's Superfan Dan. Meatball sandwich, one of those 4 big meatballs. Look out, Dan. Bloop. Right on the $500 salesman's silk tie. Browns taste better and the best beefs from you. I'll send you over to the best beefs in town at Brown's. 312-644-6767. What's your beef? Let's go to Joe over on Avondale. Hello, Joe.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Joe, it's Murph. What's your beef?
Well, it's with the Blackhawks. You know, it had been 3 years since I gave them any of my money. And last week I figured I would go buy some tickets.
Uh-huh.
I drive down to the box office.
Yeah.
I go to pull in the parking lot.
Yeah.
And the guy says, you can't park in the lot. You have to park on the street.
No,
okay?
where do you park on the street, by the way?
It's about 2 blocks away before you can find a spot where you might want to leave your car.
Now, let me ask you this. Was there an event going on? Was like,
no.
Hannah Montana there? Was there something going on where it was wide open and empty?
It was noon, and it was probably maybe a quarter full.
Well, you know what? John McDonough, I know, listens to the Score. Maybe over at Wrigley Field, he never thought of that because there's very little parking on the streets around there, a few meters over on Clark Street. But we'll pass that over,
well,
too.
3 years ago,
uh-huh,
you used to be able to pull into the lot to go to the box office.
Well, I'll tell you what. No waiting to go into Brown's. Drive right in to one of their spacious parking lots. Go have lunch on Murph sometime. I'll put you on hold. All right, Joe. Thank you very much, buddy. Let's go next to Ron from Lindenhurst. Hello, Ron.
Hey, Murph, how are you?
Fine, Ron. What's your beef?
Hey, my beef is this Congress guy spending all these taxpayer dollars going after Clemens. You got these kids in Iraq. They're hesitating giving them funding money. They're coming back in bags, and I don't see him spending his money on that. Let this go. What's he gonna get? 6 months for lying?
Stay out of sports at Congress. Thank you, Ron. Appreciate it. 312-644-6767. We got Ed in McHenry. What's your beef? Hello, Ed.
What's going on, Murph?
Hey, you tell me. What's your beef?
My beef is for the Pittsburgh Steelers. I'm a huge Steelers fan, but I feel that Roethlisberger might become the next Dan Marino. Got a huge contract, but no team around him. They let Alan Faneca go. Heinz Ward's getting old. Willie Parker got a broken leg. You don't know how he's going to come back. And the defense getting old, so why not spread the money around?
So you don't want the quarterback. You want the other parts of the piece. What is it? All the pieces are in place. Tell you what, some of the Bears fans will ship. How'd you like Rex Grossman even up for Big Ben?
Well, if he's got the same defense the Steelers had, and the same when he had Centennial Holmes, he had when he had
even up, Rex Grossman for Ben Roethlisberger, even up,
and Urlacher,
nicely done. Let's catch up on a few things. What's your beef? Man, I'm hungry right now. You know the great thing about Browns? Stop in for lunch, and then you go back, bring home dinner. Your wife works hard. She's got the kids are screaming. She's working. You're working. Give her the night off. Stop by Brown's. Pick up the delicious golden chicken, all the side orders. But treat yourself to lunch today at Brown's. A nice Italian beef, a nice Italian sausage. It tastes better. Back in a flash. Murph till 2, Sports Radio 670. It's the Score. Vuk for all your insurance needs. Vuk is Murph's nationwide insurance agent of the year. Jeff Vukovich in Park Ridge. Vuk.
Donovan, I've got your mom on the line, and she's got a major beef.
Let's get back to round 2. What's your beef? Murph till 2. Got quite a bit to jam into the second hour, so stick around at 1 o'clock, including some very interesting statements by Crane Kenny. And if you don't know who he is, you'll know soon. All right, what's your beef, my friends at Brown's? You know it tastes better. But you also know that beefs and Browns and lunch and Browns and beefs, I've often said it this way. It's the best Italian beef you've ever had. It's the Chicago way. It's the way your dad had it, Grandpa had it. Maybe you've been living out in the suburbs for 30 years, just like downtown in the old days. On Italian beef at Brown's, you got to check it out. The combo when you put it together with the great Italian sausage. Let's bring up next, Bob is a car phone. Hello, Roberto.
How are you, Murph?
Good, Bob. What's your beef?
I got a major beef. My beef is with the announcers who keep saying that ACC is so great because they make it to the Elite Eight all the time. Well, you know, the reason they make it so far is because they're overranked to begin with.
Oh, okay.
What I'd like to see from John DeWan is a statistic that shows how many teams lose to the lesser-ranked teams in the NCAA tournament.
So
I'll bet you find the ACC is leading in that category.
Well, I'll tell you what. You know what? I get so tired of it. I'm like you. I'm not a big college basketball fan. But all you ever hear about here in the Midwest is the ACC. I'm going to ask John DeWan to work on that one. We'll combine What's Your Beef with Stat of the Week. I love it. Hang on, Bob. You're going to go visit my friends at Brown's, okay, buddy? Hook up Bob. Hook him up right there, would you? I love it. Let's go next to,
Hey, Murph, what's your beef?
Oh, Steve Goff, I thought you'd never ask. Moving Fukudome.
Fukudome?
Moving Fukudome.
What about moving Fukudome?
Well, here's Lou. Now, Lou knows the game. Lou's with the best. Lou might be the best manager I've ever had managing my favorite team. I pick up the paper today. Fukudome only has 1 hit in, 5 at-bats. They don't count the 3 walks. He's on base 4 out of 8. And Lou says, we got to move him. We got to move him out of number 3. We got to move him up to number 2. Hey, Lou, cool down, man. Fukudome is not up there trying to drive base hits the first couple games in spring training. I'm sure he's just getting familiar with everything. He's looking the pitches over, taking a few nice. He's on base 500, Lou. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let's go to, hey, what do I know? I'm just a fan. Lorenzo's on down south, Hyde Park. Hello, Lorenzo.
Thank you for taking my call. How are you?
Fine. What's your beef, Lorenzo?
Well, I'd like to second the gentleman who called earlier, and I really hope that McDonough's listening because I try to get tickets day of the game a lot of times, too, earlier in the afternoon. Not only they have a security guard sitting on his behind with the heat on in a truck saying, you can't come in and buy a ticket. You have to park here and walk and get a ticket. The Madison side that has a fence, that's locked. You can't get in. They can't even open that gate up, Murph. You can't get in anyway. It's a fortress. Then when you get there, you have to buy a ticket outside. They have a warm little lobby.
Yeah.
They don't do that, Murph. You got to stand outside, freezing cold. You try to pick a ticket, and then day of game, you have to pay $5 more.
Why? Why is it $5 more for day of game?
It's your penalty for not buying in advance.
It ought to be $5 less.
Exactly.
They ought to be happy you're walking. They ought to be happy you're walking up there. Now you're talking, I believe, over where the Michael Jordan statue.
Exactly, right there.
Now there's that parking lot, which is like a VIP, during the regular game time. I understand that for a regular game. That's where VIPs can park. But that should be wide open when there's nothing going on. No ice capades, no
Absolutely.
No Hannah Montana, no anything, no Smiley Sirius or whatever her name is, none of that jazz. But they make you park that on the street, and you can't park right on Madison because it's no parking.
Right, and the thing is that they have that brand new building with that new lobby, and it's closed, and they have windows on the inside.
I know right where you mean. Well, you know what? This is the second call. Lorenzo, we'll forward this information. Will John McDonough come on?
Don't forget the $5 either.
Well, yeah, we'll ask him about that today. It should be $5 less.
Thanks, buddy.
Okay, thank you, Lorenzo. I appreciate it very much. One thing I do know, if you love jumbo buffalo wings, Who doesn't love buffalo wings? Browns, they started this up a little while ago. The new jumbo buffalo wings at Browns, they're bigger. They got the big taste, big wings. Jumbo buffalo wings, 5 great flavors. If you love buffalo, spicy buffalo, blazing buffalo, teriyaki, chili garlic, barbecue. I just say it one more time. The jumbo buffalo wings are flying off the shelves. Sorry. At Browns, it tastes better. Let's go to Patrick from Pontiac. How alliterative. Hello, Patrick.
Hey, how's it going, Murph?
Hey, you got a little Jack Brickhouse. Hey, Patrick, what's your beef?
My beef is, I'm not going to mention names, but it's professional baseball players
yes.
in spring training.
Yes.
Getting hurt.
Oh.
Making plays or doing things.
How does that happen? These guys are making all that money.
Right.
Are you saying they should be just going through the paces, dogging it, or why are they getting hurt? You're talking about Soriano with the finger, little fracture on the tip of the finger, right?
That's one of them. I wasn't going to mention names.
Oh, you mentioned Felix P.A. got sort of twisted up in something, right?
And I think there was a White Sox player last year.
Well, you know what? These guys will get dinged up in spring training. They'll get dinged up during the regular season. You just hope that you can keep it down to a minimum. Patrick, thank you very much. How about that Felix P.A. story? That's pretty bizarre. Let's go back to the phone lines and see what the Ron from the South Side. Hello, Ron.
Hey, Murph, I got a beef with this whole thing with Paul Konerko, who's supposed to be the captain of the team. When he talking about that situation with Joe Creed, first of all, when he talked about a quarterback compared to a quarterback controversy, that is not the same. The quarterback is usually the leader of the team, which he is supposed to be on our team because the quarterback is involved in every play, unlike the third base. He also said the longer that it drags on, it's not good.
Well, yesterday, just for the fans that didn't catch up, as Southside Ron stand a line, the leader, the captain, the self-proclaimed leader, Paul Konerko, said it's not good for the team if this drags on, having 2 third basemen, right?
Yeah, but the problem is, Murph, it has no effect on the players out there playing their position. They're supposed let the general manager handle it, and for him to come out and I have a real beef with that because, and also. Conversely, I hear where a guy who is the real leader that is talking about how we're going to make the team better is Cabrera. For Paul Konerko to come out and say that it's the longer drags is making us bad and comparing it to a quarterback controversy, I don't see it. So that's my beef, Murph.
Well, stand a lot, Ron. Okay. There's one other thing. Now, I'm glad you brought this up, and you are one of the great White Sox fans, Southside Ron. Today, when you get a minute later today, if you get a Sun-Times, page 68, today Paul Konerko is talking about how last year contract distractions for guys like Jermaine Dye. And I'm quoting here, he says, it's not good for the team. It's a proven fact that contract disputes or distractions, can hurt the player, hurt the team. You know what? Does that mean that every player, Southside Ron, in his last year, his walk-away year, the final year of his contract, that they all have distractions and they all have 2 bad months like, unfortunately, Jermaine Dye did last year? I don't get where Paul Konerko, he did it again today.
Yeah, and see, that's why I have a beef with him, where this guy's supposed to be the captain and the leader. I want to hear some on-field things. Like I said, this guy Cabrera, like they say, he's going to be meeting with the leadoff hitters before each inning. I just read that in the paper. Talk about situational hitting. That's what I want to hear from. He's injecting a whole negative tone, Murph, with some things which really has nothing to do. He has a contract. So you go, and if you're a leader, you go out there and show that, hey, I have a contract, fulfill my contract obligation, and give 100%.
Well, I just don't like him being all these distractions. Hey, Ron, hang on, buddy. I don't think you've won in a while. Hang on. We'll send you over to Browns. Oh, man. I wonder, Southside Ron, he'll go through that. Man, he'll be having this, he'll be having that, he'll be having this, having that. Because the menu at Browns, it just never ends. Lunch time at Browns right now. Lunch, beefs, Italian sausage. Hey, 50 locations. There's one on the left. Pull in. Browns, it tastes better. Bring home chicken dinner for your wife tonight. She doesn't have to do any cooking, doesn't have to do any cleaning. Hey, honey, look what I did tonight. I brought dinner home from Browns. And my final beefer of the day, Northbrook, the mailman, CeeLo.
Hey, what's up, Murph? Hey, there's a Browns chicken out here.
Oh, man, I wish I was there with you right now.
Hey, my beef is with the Chicago Cubs. We already went through it with Pryor and with Wood so many years, but already giving us the false misdiagnosis of our players. You know, with Soriano fracturing, breaking something out for 3 to 5 days. Who's gonna play 3 days after they just hurt themselves? Now it's 1 to 2 weeks. Next thing you know it, Murph, he's gonna be out the opening day.
No, he's not, CeeLo. He's not gonna be. It's just a little fraction, little hairline up there. He'll probably be ready to go in another week. But you know what? They made their bed, and with some misdiagnosis or misinformation might be a better phrase in the past. So that's why a guy like CeeLo is a little leery right now. Good job, CeeLo.
All right,
thank you, buddy. I appreciate it very much. And great job, everyone, with your beefs today. Hey, you don't have to win a free trip from Murph. Stop on by and visit my friends at Brown's. It tastes better.
Thanks for participating in What's Your Beef. Join Murph for another edition of What's Your Beef. What's Your Beef has been brought to you by Brown's Chicken Sandwiches and Catering.
Hey,
all winners of the Mike Murphy Show are
60
only
days,
eligible
90,
to win prizes once in a 60-day period.
60 days. Murph till 2, back in a flash. Got a segment just around the corner then. 1 o'clock, you don't want to miss this. We're going to have fun. That's all I'm going to tell you. We're going to have a lot of fun at 1 o'clock. And if you didn't know who Crane Kenny was, you're going to know then. Murph, driven to you by Chevy. DriveChicago.com.